Welcome back to Games Revealed. I'm James Nelson the Brink, and today I want to talk about going on a little field trip, an adventure into just what people are kind of doing with their Steam Deck. It's been a month and a half, and we are, people have been doing things with the Steam Deck, and I am really curious while I wait for my email what people are doing with their Steam Deck. I have plenty of ideas. I have tons of stuff that I'm ready to do content on in the future, but I'm kind of curious about what you and everyone else that has a Steam Deck is doing. So we're gonna do this adventure, this field trip over into Reddit. Redditville has some pretty interesting things, and it's just fun to always watch the Steam Deck Reddit. And let's get into it before we get any further into devolving this conversation. But before we do that, make sure to like, subscribe, bash that bell with your crowbar. And now let's get into this. So first up is enjoying a brand new Wii U console. So as we know, Steam Deck is really great at emulating. It does a really good job. I've been impressed with what I've seen so far, but this is really impressive. So with the Wii U, it has, if you remember, if you know what the Wii U is, it has a screen on it, and then you also play on a bigger screen. And the device screen can act as a secondary screen. Like in this case, it can show you what position you are, the track, and some other cool things. It's actually a really cool concept. And Nintendo's played around with this idea for years, but it's really cool to see the emulation just work. It's the emulator works with it. So it has the secondary screen, and then it has the main screen. It's really cool to just see that, hey, the compatibility is just that high that you really don't need a Wii U once you get the Steam Deck and you get the games for the Wii U. And to be honest, there's a lot of really good games for the Wii U and for the Wii. I know that the Wii U did fail, but doesn't mean there weren't great stuff with it. So this is definitely one of those interesting things, and I can't wait to try something like this because it's just, I love being able to go back and play some of the older games I enjoyed way back in the day. So next up, I made my own Portal skin, and the reason I can't wait to see more and more customizations coming to the Steam Deck. I think this is going to be a very customizable device, and I think people are going to do a lot with it. And it's just, I mean, this alone, it looks pretty quality. Skin, a little bubble there, but I mean, that's just the way they did too with the going into the trackpad, coming out the other trackpad. They really did go through, I think, and really think it through. This is, maybe I'll attempt to do this myself. You can get Portal stickers, I'm assuming, and then be able to stick them around the device. I don't know if that's what they did. I don't know how they went about going making this custom skin, but I think it's the start of some really cool stuff that we're going to see. And I think we're going to see people just custom print their own skins soon, as that is definitely going to be a thing. Yeah. So let's go on to the next piece, because that was cool. This one's interesting, because this is more or less just to show you that someone's has 3 desktops up, right, with their Steam Deck, and using their Steam Deck as the third monitor, and they're burning a DVD, which I do have a DVD burner over there. I just don't know why I'd burn a DVD in today's world. Doing taxes, spreadsheets, all that stuff. It just shows that, like, hey, the deck is a PC. You can do stuff with it. You can dock it and then do pretty good stuff. And I mean, it looks like it's not even that CPU intensive what they're doing, but of course it's, it taxes, burning a disk, all that stuff, pretty old school. But I'm curious how much you could play a game with a mouse and keyboard while having some of the stuff in the background. That's the thing I may be testing out. I'm really curious to see just how much of a PC this could be for like a starter PC for people just starting out in the PC world. I think it's going to do well enough, but if you start to get into that itch of like, I gotta be the best PC gamer, the best hardware, then you're gonna devolve, and this will be just maybe a portable device for you. But it is a great start for people that want to get into it. Next up, and I do have to preface, like, I didn't include in this list specifically external GPUs because it's been covered. I've already covered it And it is really cool. It's probably one of the coolest things that have been done with the Steam Deck. It's also one of the more least, it's like really not practical. This is also not very practical, but it is still cool. Who wouldn't want a 140 terabyte storage option for their Steam Deck? It really is almost enough to cover my library alone. I mean, I might need a couple more terabytes to, cover my backlog, but it's a start at least. It's a start. So how they did it is a RAID. So they have all these hard drive bays, all these hard drives linked together, obviously, and then they were able to essentially, I don't know, yeah, they were able to plug it in. So you could potentially even do this over like a Wi-Fi. You could hook it up to a router and do it that way, do it wirelessly. I don't know how well that would work loading wise, but there's different options. But they plugged it into their Steam Deck, and I'm sure it was more or less a joke in the sense of like, doubt they have their whole Steam Deck or their whole Steam library on here, but it's still it was something cool and something fun. And who knows, maybe they are, maybe that could just be their secret sauce. Their secrets are just all hidden there, the one folder that no one speaks of. But it could also just be their Steam library, or both, who knows. So this is some of the cooler stuff. We're gonna get into some crazier stuff, more shit posting kind of stuff, but I had to just do. So we all know there's a couple of fan options that are just right? And they're noisy, they're very loud. Some people, I mean, I've heard some of them be very loud where, yes, I would be very annoyed to be on, let's say, public transportation, that's a quieter public transportation, that is, and play that and annoy people with it. But there is a fix, and you know what? Sometimes you just got to do it yourself, and it's just the easier options that just tend to fix things. Slapping some tape on that fan vent will help reduce that noise to about nothing. Now, is that a good idea? No. Is it something that you could live with your deck afterwards? Potentially. So for those that really are annoyed, you do have an option. It does suck, but you know what? Both options suck, I guess. So just choose the lesser of the two. For you, do you plan on degrading your device's performance and lifespan by going this route? Or do you just put up with the fan noise until iFixit comes out with a new fan? That is totally up to you. But it's still interesting that this worked. The most interesting thing about this specific thing was that it worked. I'm just amazed that something like this did work. It probably just, there's a lot of speculation, and there's a lot of reasons why this could have worked. But let's move on to the next shit post, I guess. So this is one I've seen a lot. This one right here is using the Steam Deck. My favorite one is using the Switch as a stand. So they just essentially prop the Steam Deck up against the Switch, or in this case, the Steam Deck as a stand for your Steam Deck. I have a Steam Deck right here. That's what I'll do. When I'm not using the buttons, I could prop it there and use it as a secondary monitor, I guess. We'll see. We'll see, but it's I love it. I love that people are at least trying to be innovative with their ideas. And you know what? The Switch might not get used that much. That's probably what I might be doing that with my Switch stand. Put my Switch on the Switch stand and then just slap that Steam Deck against it, because it's going to be worthless once I emulate my Switch games on my Steam Deck. Okay, this one is my favorite. This one is crossed a lot. Like, reading through the comments, it was one that people were very upset about. And don't get me wrong, I would never do this, but you can use the deck as a pillow, specifically for your doggos. Now, with that, maybe a cat might like it a little bit more, get it all warmed up, heated up, use it as a nice warming pad for your cat. But this dog is really chilling with its deck, and that poor deck screen, I don't know if it will scratch it because it is hardened glass, but man, the dog looks comfy. Okay, last piece of this is not even really, it's Steam Deck related. Someone's waiting for their Steam Deck, and so they had to summon something. And so what they did was they called upon the great demons of Valve, including Gabe himself, to summon a Steam Deck. Well, that contract did not go through, and they ended up with a Switch with a lesser version of Portal on it. I only say that because usually ports like this tend to be not quite as good as I believe on the original devices and consoles. Portal is fun. It really is. I'm sure it works great on the Switch. It's just, it's going to be better on the Steam Deck. And this was a failed attempt at summoning the Steam Deck, because the Switch is the real demon, the Steam Deck is the real angel. They went about it just a little too wrong. But with that, I want to know what you think in the comments below. What are some of your favorite things you've seen people do with this Steam Deck to this day? I'd like, you can post links, let me know, go to Discord. Our Discord is in the description below. I just want to know what you guys have been doing, what you're doing, what you found other people doing that's both cool, crazy, just slightly interesting. Yeah, a lot of these things were just like mildly interesting, but I still found them to be fun and cool, and hopefully you did too. So make sure to check out my other videos, and I'll catch you guys next time. Also, check out our Reddit. It'll also be in the description below, and we have a bunch of other stuff in the description below to help support the channel and also further engage with us, I guess. So thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys later. Peace out. Later!